Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Can I get a hell yeah? Good damn morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where these headphones, the new headphones, are just got me going like, wow, do I really sound like that on the show? Anyway, glad you're here. I am glad I'm here. We're going to have a lot of fun today because this guy, well, people are upset with him. People are happy about what he did. People are questioning what the whole meaning behind it is, and maybe just proved me correct that all of this BS was just some election interference. And there's a good chance we're going to find out about that too. So it could be just dandy. Anyway, it is the 26th of November, 2024, and Thanksgiving is nearly upon us, and of course that is still trending. So we'll look at some trending topics, got a couple of articles, but I really want to talk about Jack Smith. Plus, Gun Fox has already dropped a Hamilton in the tip jar. Gun Fox, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Yeah. Thank you, sir. With an article, some space news. And, Gun Fox is aligned with the space industry, so of course we're going to get some space news. If you want to sponsor the show, though, you can do that via Streamlabs, a.k.a. pdognight.live, and that'll take you right to the tip page, and you can use that. That's the best place because you know what? When you do it there, well, you can do it anywhere. No, when you do the tip thing there, you get what you're tipping. Most of it goes to the person you're tipping, not 30% to YouTube. So I don't mind YouTube super chats. In fact, I love them. That's the best way you can do it. That's the best way to sponsor. You can do that to help pay for the Thanksgiving meal that I'm about to put on the table for my family, and because hopefully I'm entertaining in some way because you keep coming back. So we'll see. I don't know, but if you can, great. If you can't, that's cool too, because this show is free. It is free to the public, and so there you go. Anyway, what's this kid? Creators adopting live automated mid-rolls saw an average of over 20% uplift in in-stream ad revenue per hour. I don't give a shit about ad revenue per hour. I'm looking at the little YouTube monitor thing. I don't want, if I want to add in the middle of my stream, I'll put my own ad in there. In fact, let's put an ad in there. I got an idea. What is it? Where's the merch one? There we go. Here's my ad. Okay. Here's my ad. Go to the pdognight.live store, and this link will be in the chat, of course. Where the hell is my middle full? There we go. The pdognight.live store called Unburdened, where you can get when you celebrate the upcoming Christmas 2.0, January 20th, 2025. I'm going to piss some people off with that one. When a certain funny guy with funny hair will be unburdened by what has been. And I have these hats in both black and red. Or same with the shirt. You can change the color of the shirt there. You can make that red. The women's crop tee only comes in black for some reason. I don't know what I did there, but all these t-shirts come in either black or red. And then also you can get the old you can get the hats in red, which is kind of a Trump thing. You can come out wearing that red hat, and people are gonna be mad at you because they think it's gonna be a MAGA hat, and then they're gonna look at it. And they're not gonna look at it closely. They're just gonna see, oh, that's not a MAGA hat, and then it'll say, "Unburdened by what has been." I tell you. It's a great idea. I came up with it. If you see anyone else copying it, let them know I did it first. And if you're going to spend money, spend it with me. So anyway, I don't make a ton of profit off these. I just think they're fun. So I like I said, I got to start marketing these real quick because that date's coming up quick, and it's still early enough to get one for Christmas. I'm telling you. So anyway, the Unburdened store will be in the links today, of course. Let's say hi to everybody and get this damn show started, though. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. First in chat today is Mr. Cara Soldier. We got here first. Also, good morning, Somnambul Nation. Gunfox61, the amazing administrator of the Dawg Knight Discord server. Renee Mayette's in the house. Mike Savage, Blarg. Also, Tyler F's here. Attack Alpaca. Good morning, Johnny Boomer Tech. Somnambul Nation. I already said that, didn't I? I did. I don't know why I said it twice. My other favorite Canadian, Unacceptable Views, is here. Good morning also to Lord Stanhope's in the house. Howdy. Let's see. My favorite Canadian, Jaeger Pony, is here. Good morning. Who else is here? I'm just scrolling down, trying to figure it out. Oh, it said Attack Pack. Darren Root. What's up? Nice to have you here, Darren Root. Simon Wilkins is in the house. Good to have you. And Ravon Harris in the disguised the disguised name Novar Syrah. That sounds like an Italian wine, Noval Syrah. I don't know. It's, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you're familiar with Syrahs. Trippy Liberty's in the house. What's up, my brother? Also, Digi, nice to have you back. Welcome again. That's it. That's everyone who's there right now. If I see you show up later, well, I'll say something. See something? If you see something, say something. All right. Oh, excuse me. I still got that stupid cough. The cold's kind of gone. The green, like when you cough up some green phlegm. That's not happening no more. But everything else seems to be good, except I still have the cough a little bit. Sounds so pretty. I don't know what that means. Oh, Novar Syrah. Yeah, it does sound pretty. It sounds like I said, it sounds like Italian wine. Also, good morning, Special Cat Asic, the honorable mention on the favorite Canadian lists. There you go. Because all my Canadians. If you watch this show and you're Canadian, God love you. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to get into this quick because I got a bunch of notifications too. Let me check the notification there. Oh, I got some Let's Goes. Oh, yes, that's what we need. That's what we need. If you haven't done that yet, by the way. By the way, my Gunfox, my links are working again in the Streamlabs thing. I don't know what I did. It reverted back to something and it's working again. So I appreciate you sending me a second link on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. But let's thank some people who also have shared the stream. Trippy Liberty, Tyler F, Somnambul Nation. I'm starting to learn y'all's avatars. That's a little nerve-wracking. And I got some Let's Go from Mike Savage. Here's some from Green Badger Outdoors. These guys jumping out of a damn plane. that's some Let's Go, I'll tell you. And I got Gunfox, you sent me this link a couple times. Oh wait, you sent me another link to something else over here. NASB and assembling rocket to send astronauts around the star set. Oh yeah, we did that one yesterday. I did do that story yesterday. You weren't here, but because the one you sent me the other day, I did do it. And then there's a good one. Thank you, Somnambul Nation, dropping a Let's Go. It looks like, well, I don't know. It's kind of like a Hamilton. That's the new musical Hamilton, where the guy just runs back and forth. Yeah, that's cool. And thank you, Simon Wilkins and Somnambul Nation, for tweeting out the show even before I did. So I appreciate all of you who do that stuff. You know, keep plugging away. We'll start one of these days. We'll have 100 people here on average. I don't know, something like that. It'll happen. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Things trending. Obviously, Thanksgiving is trending. It's coming up, and this story was actually pretty cool. So I want to play this story because I saw this yesterday. I didn't play it on the show, but there's this postman. Maybe they tell the whole story here. And I'm not sure what state this was in, but this gentleman here is a postal carrier. He's a postman, you know, and he saw this old man on the street, like in distress, with some bruises and stuff. The old man had fallen, and so he went to help the guy, and then he figured out where he lived and ran to the guy's house and got his wife, and they got an ambulance out there, and he basically saved this guy. He was in great distress, and it's just a nice story. So let's see. This might be just the follow-up, or this might be the whole story. But let's go ahead and play this. And I think it's a great story. So we're gonna do this. This is our thing. By the way, and apparently he's gotten invited to Thanksgiving dinner with this old man's family. But here we go.
Is there an older gentleman out that lives here?
Yes.
He fell down the road there.
A suburban mailman on his route finds a neighbor in need of help.
And so he sprang right into action.
It was Saturday, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when Guy was out walking Bentley, and that's when Jalen, who was in his mail truck, noticed that something might be wrong.
I was looking in my rearview mirror at him, and he took a tumble.
Jalen did not simply call 911. He got out of his truck and helped Guy, who had some very serious injuries.
I'm trying to get up at the same time.
This is a great story.
And Jaden's telling me, just stay down, you might be hurt and you can't be walking anywhere.
Jalen flagged down some neighbors to help and got Guy to give him his home address.
Is there an older gentleman out that lives here?
Yes.
He fell down the road there.
Jalen found Marcia and then went back to finish his route. Guy's family posted the story on social media so they could thank this Good Samaritan.
I was raised that way. My parents, my family, just, you look out for others, you know, in the state that the world is in today, just kindness and grace is all that anyone ever needs.
Jalen's selfish act will be recognized by the city of Aurora next week. But more importantly, he has gained an extended family in the Millers, who will open up their home to Jalen's family to celebrate Thanksgiving.
I said, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? You have family? Yeah, we said we're family. Definitely.
I'm glad he's okay, and, you know, it's incredible.
So I love that story, and that's a, you know, thank God no one was scared of anybody or whatnot. But that's a great story. So Jalen's awesome, and that he's gonna go have Thanksgiving with the man's family. That's just a sweet story, and I wanted to share it. So there you go. Oh my goodness! I always use Dixie Crystal Sugar. I use brown eggs. Why? Because Mama did. Oh, so that's these people talk about their Thanksgiving dinner. And also just a reminder: this Thanksgiving is this here. I'm going to show you this. Someone saying our ancestors weren't evil. Be proud and give thanks. Because you know, right now, obviously the trend is for knuckleheads and liberals, whatever, to say, oh no, we should not celebrate Thanksgiving because, you know, that's the Indians doing their demise or whatnot. No, look, you can give thanks anyway. Now someone here did, now so this is interesting. This is also a apparently CNBC put this out, and here's Frank Luntz posting this. Apparently, Thanksgiving dinner is historically affordable this year, according to somebody. I'm trying to figure out how they calculate this. This is the article by Jing Feng at NBC News and CNBC. You may not know it by looking at the sticker prices in the grocery aisles, but Thanksgiving dinner is more affordable than it has been in years. I'm trying to figure out how. By the way, good morning, Tyre Alexander, the Scourge. Good morning. The cost of this year's holiday feast estimated at $58.08 for a 10-person gathering, or $5.81 a head, dropped 5% since last year, the lowest level since 2021, according to a nationwide survey of grocery prices by the American Farm Bureau Federation, which represents millions of U.S. farmers. But the picture improves further when adjusted for inflation. If your dollar had the same overall purchasing power as a consumer in 1984, this would be the least expensive Thanksgiving meal in the 39-year history of the ABF Thanksgiving Survey, other than the outlier of 2020, the authors wrote. For plenty of households, it doesn't feel that way. Now, first of all, I wanted to test this theory, right? And so I'm looking at this number they give you, $58.08 for a 10-person gathering. Okay? $58.08 for a 10-person gathering. And I'm confused because they put this picture up here. Look at this picture. On what planet Could you buy all this food right here, right now, in 2024 for $58? And what do they say? 8 cents. So yesterday, I had to pick up some stuff. Thank you, Gunfox. I'll talk about that in a minute. Yesterday, I went to the store, okay? And let's see, I got 2 cans of corn because I make that little cornbread casserole thing. That's one of the things I make. I make all kinds of stuff. I make some homemade mac and cheese, like black people make it, not like white people make it. I make that cornbread casserole. I make sweet potatoes, and I do a turkey, and I do collard greens. And then another friend brings stuffing. A couple friends bring pies. We're feeding 12 people this year. No, actually, is it 11 or 12? 11 or 12. Anyway, so yesterday, I went to the store because there was a couple things I had forgotten. I had forgotten to get a couple cans of corn. I also got some frozen corn. I got some heavy whipping cream, 1 quart or 2, what is it? 1 quart of heavy whipping cream. And what else did I get? Oh, and I needed some fresh rosemary from a turkey, right? It was $27. $27. Now, unless I can get a turkey, 4 pounds of sweet potatoes, a couple bunches of collard greens, a ham shank, and let's see, what else do I got to get? Well, I already have it, but and some macaroni and some cheese that I got to grate myself, and some butter. I have butter and flour. I don't need that. If I could get that for $22 or $23, $24, that ain't happening. You can barely buy a turkey for $24. These motherfuckers are lying. $58.08 for a 10-person gathering, $5.81 a head. Let's see. I'm curious what they put on. Did they put a list of what they can get, what you get? This is some bullshit. It's bullshit. Holy smokes! You can barely get bought a ham and a shoulder for $50, 40 pounds of meat. Right. This is the most incredible amount of bullshit I've ever seen. I'm just saying. Good morning, Reaction Puerto Rico. So, what's a ham shank? Well, the place I go to shop has these smoked ham shanks you can get. It's just I don't know what it is. It's basically a joint, but what I use it for is you boil it in the water for about an hour before you put collard greens in the water. You add some salt and pepper and other stuff, garlic and onion powder, whatever. But it adds flavor to the water. It's like, instead of some people use cooked bacon for their collard greens. No, I use an actual ham, a smoked ham shank, and you just boil that in the water, gives some flavor. I'm thinking a ham you stab with. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Basically it's part of the pig. Yes. So anyway, you meant ham hocks? No, there's ham hocks too. I don't know the difference between a ham hock and a ham shank. Whatever. This is a smoked ham shank. They also have ham hocks. If they have fresh ham shank, I use that instead, and I season the water more. But with a smoked ham shank, you get a little bit of that smoky flavor into the greens, and that's really tasty too. So anyway, but I'm just saying, $58.08 for a 10-person gathering. You can't buy 2 pies for $58.08. I'm sorry. This is insane. Whoever came up with that. According to a nationwide survey, let's see the nationwide survey of grocery prices. They got a link here. Let's see what this is. Thanksgiving dinner costs are down again. How did they come up with $58.08? Okay. Over the span, the Thanksgiving survey, turkey has accounted for an average of 43% of the total dinner cost. This year is right in the mark. A 16-pound turkey accounts for 44% of the classic 10-person feast. Look, who buys a 16-pound turkey for 10 people? How you going to give some leftovers to your friends and family? Come on now. But even then, let's say you got a 16-pound turkey, let's say at $1.99 a pound. Okay? That's $32 right there. You ain't buying the rest of your Thanksgiving meal for $58, 23, 24, 30, $24. You think you get the rest of me? I bought 2 cans of corn, some frozen corn, some Jiffy corn mix, and some rosemary cost me $26. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. Hello, Steph. What's up, Steph Colonel? They're out of their freaking minds. Anyway, that was way longer than I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving. Let's move on to something else. Liars. Creepy liars. Remember that one? You know who that is, don't you? That's Lawrence O'Donnell. Liars. Creepy liars. I mean, it's embarrassing that they said that. It's embarrassing. Someone who said they spent $300 at the grocery store. I heard that. You couldn't buy all that for $60, even if it was paper mache. No, you're right. You can't. By the way, thank you, Gunfox61. Drop another Hamilton in the jar, saying, "Oh, really? You don't say?" Okay, we'll push that one up over here. Oh no! Why? You just want me to rant? I know it. Okay, we're gonna read that one later. Also, thank you, Avocado Diablo. Drop it. Oh, by the way, I didn't give you a little bell there and a little cha-ching. Yes, thank you, Gunfox. Also, AD Avocado Diablo, welcome to the show. With a small bulletin tip jar, 223 says, if you get it out of a dumpster, it is surprisingly cheap after all. Oh my God! You're right. If you go dumpsters diving at the old Publix or Cub Foods or Safeway or Hy-Vee or wherever, you might be able to find some shit they threw away for that much. I'm saying that's insane. All right. Other things trending. Black Friday is trending. I don't have anything. Oh, this is funny. Elon waited for Black Friday half off sale so he can buy MSNBC for just $30. That's funny. That's the Babylon Bee. Let's see. This would be a helpful idea for Black Friday. Dear Black Friday, we all have big screen TVs. Put the groceries on sale. Oh, snap. That's true. That's true. Thank you, Beth Dutton. And then this one, let's see. Here we go. Someone, Tim Kenny. Black Friday is coming in hot, and if you're not ready, you're going to miss out. Guns.com is dropping insane deals on firearms, optics, ammo, and gear. Go sign up for their email list now and get early access to everything they're rolling out. So this is Guns.com, by the way, is based right here in Minnesota.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Okay, so
and Black Friday deals are coming. So if you go to guns.com right now,
guns.com,
sign up for their website,
GDC,
or sign up for their email list, you're able to get all of the early access to firearms, to optics, to magazines, to bulk ammo, and they are going to be dropping massive sales for Black Friday.
Black Friday sale at guns.com.
I think it's one of the best places to get all your tactical needs. Huge selection. If you're like kind of an elitist and you want a whole bunch of variety of great options, that's how I roll. So I want to go get the best out, but I also I'm definitely economical, also known as cheap. I want the best deal on them. So guns.com is the place to go, and the Black Friday Cyber Monday deals are going to be dropping, and you can get the best earliest notification if you sign up for their email list. So go to guns.com
This is the
right
most
now
American shit I've ever seen in my life. Guns.com. There you go. That's awesome. Oh, by the way, also, I don't know if you can get it. Well, you probably get some before Christmas. Also, please patronize, whatever. Buy some shit from our friend Reaction Puerto Rico, enforcementcoffee.com. That'll be in the links today too, if you haven't seen it. What the hell? What is going on here? Why is that like that? Here, there. Enforcementcoffee.com. great coffee. I'm probably down to my last 2 cups, so I got to order some myself. But and I'm not sponsored by any of these. It's just that Reaction Puerto Rico has been such a good friend of the show and a good friend too. So there you go. Enforcementcoffee.com. All right. Let's see. After Tesla's trending. Oh, this is crazy. Have you heard about this? So apparently, the subsidies for electric vehicles, I guess they're going by the wayside. The federal subsidy for electric vehicles is going by the wayside, right? And so apparently the state of California has decided that they are going to do their own state subsidy, right? And I think the problem is, though, here's Gavin Newsom is rebooting the EV incentives in California, but excluding Tesla, the most popular electric car out there. Even though Tesla is the only company who builds their cars in California. They build their cars in California. And it's basically a pure, as this says here, this is purely political, punitive, and un-American. If you agree, put a 1 in the chat. Tesla excluded from EV buyer credits in California proposal. Governor Newsom plans to reboot state program for EV adoption. Guidelines under consideration would leave popular models out. That's kind of some crazy shit if you ask me. So let's see. And by the way, even Rokana thinks this is bad. Rokana's heavy duty Democrat dude. I don't even know where he's from. Even though, and again, it's insane. Even though Tesla is the only company who manufactures their electric vehicles in California, Rokana says Tesla makes over 550,000 vehicles in Fremont, in my district, and employs over 20,000 people. Let's not play politics with keeping manufacturing in California. It would be foolish to exclude Tesla. Have we learned nothing from snubbing Elon Musk at the Biden Electric Vehicle Summit? He's 100% correct. I can't even believe it. I can't believe that they would be that petty. Tesla would likely be excluded from new EV tax credits. I think he's going to get. I think he's going to get just a lot of shit from this. Now, interesting too. Speaking of electric vehicles, this is a report from Colin, and I'm going to put this in a separate link too because this is interesting. So remember all that money that the Biden administration put into the Green New Deal. Oh, I'm sorry, the Inflation Reduction Act for EV charging stations, right? Well, here's an update to that report. The Biden administration has invested $7.5 billion with a B dollars into EV charging stations and produced just 8 charging stations over the last 4 years. 4 years, 8. Hello, Roasted Opinions. It's Shrapnel. Did I say hi to Renee Mann? I said you hi to you earlier, right? And Green Badger Outdoors. I think I got everybody. Okay. The Department of Transportation, led by Pete Buttigieg, is being mocked for the massive failure. For comparison, a Tesla supercharger costs less than $50,000 per charger, meaning the company could build a 10-stall supercharger station for less than $500,000. The EV charging station plan was written into the bipartisan infrastructure law. Oh, that was the infrastructure law. That's right. And allocates $7.5 billion for EV charging, with $5 billion dedicated to building a charging network along U.S. highways. During a previous interview on CBS News, Buttigieg tried defending the disaster, saying it would take a while to hit their goal of 500,000 chargers. So they think they're going to build 500,000 chargers. They've built 8 in 4 years. How long does it take? They could just pay Tesla to do it. Tesla would have them up in a month. Hello, Mrs. Hayes. How you doing? So anyway, here's back when Buttigieg was trying to justify this bullshit.
The Federal Highway Administration says only 7 or 8 charging stations have been produced with a $7.5 billion investment that taxpayers made back in 2021.
Buttigieg, what are you doing?
Why isn't that happening more quickly?
So the president's goal is to have 500,000 chargers up by
But
the end of this decade.
she didn't ask you about the fucking goal. She didn't ask you about the goal. You've allocated $7.5 billion to do this, and you've done 8 so far. There's companies out there that can do 8 in a weekend. What is the problem?
A charger. It's more than just plunking a small device into the ground.
Of course it is.
Work, and this is also.
Of course it is. You could have built. No shit. It's more than just plugging a device to the ground. Still.
So really a new category of federal investment. But we've been working with each of the 50 states. Every one of them is getting formula dollars to do this work, engaging them in the first handful. Again, by 2030, 500,000 chargers.
She's even
and
laughing
the
at
very
this.
First handful of chargers.
She's
are now
even
already
laughing
being
at
physically built.
him.
The Federal Highway Administration says only
insane. It's insane. Unbelievable. All right, I got to move on because I got to get to the main topic here. And so that's why Tesla and Gavin Newsom are both trending today. By the way, apparently, here's here. Here I have a poll question, and it's related to this this post on X, who says, "Who thinks Gavin Newsom is a total scum?" So I'm going to do a poll in my chat here. Who thinks Gavin Newsom is a total scum? And let's see, I'll give you a couple of choices for answers. And okay, there you go. There's the poll question. Who thinks Gavin Newsom is a total scum? You can join in the poll here in a second. There you go. I've just put it at the top of the chat there. Who thinks Adam Newsom is a total scum? There we go. Anyway, also, by the way, there was a time that he was caught sleeping with his campaign manager's wife back in the day. Gavin's wife was caught having a sexual relationship with Harvey Weinstein at the same time. So the Newsoms are, they're hella nasty. Anyway, all right, moving on. Let's see. Canada is trending. Oh, Canada. I don't know the song at all, but I know that the tune makes me want to salute Canada. Was that right? Was I even close? I should probably learn Oh Canada. See, the thing is, we have a hockey team in Minnesota. In fact, they're doing quite well. And so every once in a while, teams from Canada come down and play hockey, in Minnesota, And so they play the Canadian national anthem, but I don't know the Canadian national anthem. I wasn't close. I wasn't even close. I'm sorry. I should be embarrassed. Anyway, Canada's trending. Why is Canada trending? Well, I've tried to figure it out. Apparently, because there was a protest in Canada, and then some of these Palestinian protesters were yelling death to Canada. And I'm like, oh my God, they say that up there too? I didn't know they did. They just want death to everybody. This Canada woman's pissed. She said, I was driving home, wanted to see what these Palestinian protests are all about. And all I could hear was death to Canada, death to Canada. Go back to your country. If you hate it us so much, fuck you and fuck your Palestinian protests. So here's this lady who's a little upset about the death to Canada things.
Good evening, everyone. I'm extremely pissed off fucking Canadian right about now.
And you know what? Hold it. You know what? And I was expecting, this to be all polite and shit, like all you Canadians are super polite. She ain't being polite. She's actually upset. I'm going to see if she swears. This will be interesting.
From work in Edmonton, Alberta. And
now, okay, granted, Edmonton's west, right? Like west-ish. I mean, almost like, yeah, it's west. And the Western Canadians are a little bit more like Americans. They're not quite as, they're a little more feisty. I'm just saying. Here you go.
I come up to the Palestinian protest little convoy that's going on. Well, I'm driving away, and as I'm driving away, I've got my window down, and all you hear is death to Canada, death to Canada, death to Canada.
Come on, put an FU out there.
I'm sorry.
Give me a fuck
Go
you,
back
bitches.
to your fucking
Oh,
country
yes!
and fight
She
there.
swore!
Get the fuck out of
Yes!
ours. If you hate our country so fucking much. Sorry, not sorry.
And she's in
I'm a fucking very, very, very patriot Canadian.
You pissed her off.
And I'm sorry. After what I just fucking went through on my way home.
All right.
Fuck you. And fuck your Palestinian fucking protest. Have a great day.
All right, then. All right. Look, if you get a Canadian that mad, ooh, you better watch out. They might burn down your capital or some shit. Anyway, yeah, here's what she was talking about. These fucksticks who were protesting Canada. These assholes right here.
Do not wonder how revolution could possibly be done. Men who have never known a free day, who have lived their entire lives under the thumb of
Yeah,
one
she
of the
did have
most
some nice
powerful
eyes, by the
settler
way.
colonies in the world, built paragliders to fly over a wall so high that it blocked out the sun when you stood underneath it.
So these assholes
Do not wonder how revolution
were
can
celebrating
be done.
October 7th.
We must do it. Death to Canada. Death to the United States.
There it is.
And death to Israel.
Bitch, take your ass, your dusty ass to Gaza. Excuse me. Take your dusty ass to Gaza and see how you like living there. Get the fuck out. Anyway, so I guess that's the. And then someone here says there are 700 plus IRGC terrorists active in Canada. The IRGC has killed 55 Canadians in an international missile attack on flight PS 752. Sergeant Jeffrey McDuff, badge number 99630, had no clue about the IRGC. This is how peacefully and respectfully I educated him. More evidence to. Oh, geez, this is the. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see. Let's watch this. This is interesting. See, Canadians getting feisty. I love it. I love seeing Canadians getting feisty. Let's just watch this.
Who is in charge of the Toronto Police unit? What's that? Who is in charge of all the Toronto Police here? Me. Okay. May I ask your name and badge number, please? Yeah, it's McDuff, 99630. 99630. Yeah. You see IRGC flag over there? Oh. Let me show you. I have the picture. What about it? IRGC is a terrorist organization. Are you going to stop yelling at me? I'm not yelling at you. You are yelling at me. No, I am not yelling at you.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Now, see, this is the problem with some of these Canadian police. Does this guy yelling at him, or is he just talking loud enough to be able to be heard over all of the noise around them? If someone's yelling at you, they seem to be doing anger. Does this guy even seem angry whatsoever?
Can I talk with this though?
Yeah, you put the camera away, I'll talk to you, but I'm not talking to you filming me.
Why?
Because I won't. You want to talk to somebody? Put the camera away.
The previous time I put talking. Why you are afraid of removing the?
I don't want to be a part of your platform here. I'm here to keep the peace and make sure this is done peacefully.
Keep the peace and IRGC flag over there.
Is how legal in Canada?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay,
Yes,
well,
I show
I'll get
you.
someone to look at it.
No, go and look at that. Right now, I'm going to show it to you.
What about the Hamas symbols, the upside-down triangles?
What Hamas symbols?
No.
The upside-down
That's
triangle
your
right there.
interpretation. It's not interpretation in Canada.
This is the IRGC flag.
It's not an interpretation in Canada.
IRGC listed as a terrorist organization.
In Canada?
Yes.
Oh, I'd have to look into that.
I'm going to show it to you right now.
So anyway, this guy's just wow. I'm just dumbfounded. I'm not. You can watch the rest. I'll put it in a separate link. Here, let's do that. Let's put in a separate link too for that one. Anyway, Canadians having some problems too with these motherfuckers, and I can sympathize with you. Hello, GDSOB, by the way. All right, moving on. What else I got here? Oh, Bill Gates is trending. I don't know why, because he's an asshole. But and partially this Surgeon General, is it Surgeon General? Who's the The Health and Human Services. This woman that Trump nominated for. What did he nominate for? Not Health and Human Services, but whatever. Anything that has to go deal with the. Health and Human Services Kennedy. What did he nominate her for? Anyway, the point I was going to make is that someone says here that TV Dawg Knight is a shill for Bill Gates' bioweapons, pushed masks on kids, and was for the censorship of the actual courageous doctors who promoted safe and effective alternatives like vitamin D and ivermectin. She has the blood of many on her hands. She should be prosecuted, not put into Trump's orbit. Why was Bill Gates trending? I don't know. Maybe because he's a criminal? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to move on because I can't remember why he was trending, and I'm not going to waste more time talking about it. Oh, wait. Here we go. This is an exchange, though, on CNN because Scott Jennings was talking about the discussion was about even the remote far out there possibility of Elon Musk buying MSNBC. And so they got into this discussion on This is CNN about this, and this is what happened. Bill Gates was mentioned.
Billionaires purchasing media companies.
Okay. Would you be worried if Bill Gates controlled MSNBC?
No, because he's sane.
So it's not about billionaires owning media companies. It's just about one billionaire owning media companies because she says, oh, no, because Bill Gates is sane. Really? Bill Gates is a lunatic.
Because MS...
Anyway, so that was what it was about. I'm sorry, but no, Bill Gates would not be. I don't care. If he wants to buy one, that's fine. I don't give a shit, but I'm not going to watch it. All right, moving on. Oh, wait, what happened there? No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll make sure that's, there we go. Did I fix it? Oh, no, I had that separate link. Okay, here we go. Moving on. F-35s are trending, and the only reason they're trending because Elon Musk said something about F-35s. He had tweeted something to the effect, what did he say? Here it is. He says, the F-35 design was broken. So somebody here says, lack of reliable and ready jets marred years of combat testing. Issues include gun installations, repair time, and cybersecurity. To which Elon Musk made a point, the F-35 design was broken at the requirements level because it was required to do too many things to too many people. This made it an expensive and complex jack of all trades, master of none. Success was never at the set of possible outcomes, and manned fighter jets are obsolete in the age of drones anyway. We'll just get pilots killed. So that's his commentary, right? On the Lockheed Martin F-35 warplane, which is America's most expensive weapon system. And so they're saying some people are saying it's a failed platform, right? So someone replied to him, this is why Elon Musk will fail miserably at streamlining government. He doesn't know shit about the F-35 compared to its rivals. He thinks manned combat is obsolete, LOL, and he misses a far easier target, the Navy's awful LCS. Well, I'm sorry, if they're talking about a specific plane and he comments on the specific plane, that's what he's talking about, dumbass. Oh, you don't like cornbread? Well, sourdough bread's really bad too. Yeah, but we're talking about cornbread, fucker. So anyway, there was someone just trying to derail the topic. And basically, if Elon says something or Donald Trump says something or someone criticizes either of them, it trends. Let's get to the main topic today. And of course, I've screwed up somehow here. Why is notifications there? Let's talk about Jack Smith because he's trending, and mainly because of this issue that happened over the last day or so, where Jack Smith has decided to ask that the charges against Donald John Trump be dismissed. And apparently this afternoon, they have dismissed the charges, the election interference case and the classified documents case, to which Byron Donald says, This lawfare was always unprecedented. This lawfare was always wrong. This lawfare was always politically motivated, and this lawfare must never happen again. So here's the report on Fox News.
All right, another Fox News alert just an hour after he sought to dismiss the election interference case against Donald Trump. Jack Smith has now filed a motion with the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals to dismiss the classified documents case against the former president.
Now, both these he asked to be dismissed without prejudice. Excuse me. So they could possibly refile these cases after Trump leaves office in 2044. Yeah, you know what I meant. Whatever year he's supposed to leave office. Anyway, 2029. But anyway, so the judge has granted Jack Smith's request to dismiss the case against Trump in the election interference case. Judge Tanya Chutkan granted special counsel Jack Smith's request Monday to dismiss his case against President-elect Donald Trump. Smith wrote in a filing that prior opinions by the Department of Justice Office of Legal Counsel apply to this situation. It means the case must be dismissed before Trump's inauguration. Now, a couple of things this does too. This case, they waited. The liberals are pissed because they waited too long. They wanted him in jail by now. But the fact that they get it dismissed now, you can't necessarily appeal a case that hasn't even gone to trial. And they can refile the case if they want to. Or Donald Trump could possibly, I guess, technically pardon himself. I don't think that's going to happen. And I was listening to something Steve Bannon said about that. And he's like, why would he do that? He's not innocent. But anyway, Smith wrote in a filing that I already said that. It has been long the position of the Department of Justice that the United States Constitution forbids the federal indictment and subsequent criminal prosecution of a sitting president, Smith wrote. But the department and the country have never faced the circumstance here where a federal indictment against a private citizen has been returned by a grand jury and a criminal prosecution is already underway when the defendant is elected president. That is true. You certainly would have tried it, though. And Smith noted the prohibition on prosecuting presidents is a categorical and does not turn on the gravity of the crimes charged, the strength of the government's proof, or the merits of the prosecution, which the government stands fully behind. So they stand behind their bullshit. The American people reelected President Trump with an overwhelming mandate to make America great again, Trump's communication director Stephen Chung said in a statement, quote, today's decision by the DOJ ends the unconstitutional federal case against President Trump and is a major victory for the rule of law. The American people and President Trump want an immediate end to the political weaponization of our justice system, and we look forward to uniting the country. Although, I wouldn't put it past them if they find some shenanigans that went on in all these cases and a little bit of over-coordination by the current White House to see if maybe there's some shenanigans that they should be investigating because, what's good for the goose is good for the ganders. But also, and this is spelled out by Daniel Greenfield in Front Page magazine, dropping the Trump cases shows that they were election interference. One wave of lawfare is dead, but the next one is being developed. And so here we go. The tell was always there when Democrats, their media, and their prosecutors kept on arguing that Trump represented a, quote, threat to democracy. The various cases against President-elect Trump were not serious, methodically argued products of an objective legal process, but successors to Russiagate, whose original and final purpose had always been election interference. The rule of thumb is that current and future candidates are targeted with personal legal cases aimed at wearing them down and disqualifying them as presidential candidates, while sitting presidents have their administrations targeted in order to inhibit their functioning. The abandonment of the Trump cases simply signals that the resistance is moving from the former to the latter. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to bog down the just like they did in the 2017 to 2021, they're going to try to bog down this administration with bullshit, which I guarantee you that's what Democrats want to do. It's going to be harder because they don't have both houses, but they're going to do everything they can. So Jack Smith, like Mueller, was only the latest in the excuse me. I'm sorry. One of the latest in the succession of propped-up figures who played the inquisitioner role for an audience of MSNBC viewers and Washington Post readers. Everyone else with common sense knew how this would play out, and that's why they cared very little. Smith dropped the nonsensical election subversion case. Now that the election has been won, there will be other cases from other frontmen, but they will be aimed at the incoming administration and figures around it. The investigation of Trump's conduct in term 2 will be generated on schedule, but their aim will be to create chaos and inhibit the administration. What was election interference will move on to interference with the duly elected administration by special prosecutors, state prosecutors, and a crew of activist lawyers employed by major organizations. One wave of lawfare is dead. The next one is being developed now. So, words of wisdom from Mr. Greenfield. This is going to be interesting because they're going to come up with all kinds of stuff, and some of these state cases, in theory, have not ended technically. In fact, the appeal in the cases in New York are still forthwith. Now, granted, the sentencing in the case that supposedly where he got the 34 felonies is postponed indefinitely. But it's like that case will never make it through appeal, and I think they know that. So it's interesting. All right, moving on. Let's see. Oh, this was a funny exchange. Another exchange in that CNN piece that we looked at earlier, where they're talking about how X is now is more balanced than any other social media platform. And Scott Jennings says this in this exchange.
Also, I heard what you're saying about X. I saw a survey this week. It's now the most ideologically balanced user platform.
Scott, stop. It's too early. I just
What's your source?
I've been here for 2
You're
minutes.
Be
You
embarrassed
cannot
when
continue
I tweet
to
out
say
after the show, but
you
it's
cannot
true.
say that. That's not the case.
So
Who's the source of that?
What I find, we reported it on this network.
It's not accurate, and you know it.
Okay.
So your network is not accurate then. I wish
I'll let you make your statement. But my point is
Can I reframe it a different way? Because the site changed radically, right? So whether you think the voices it is somehow more balanced now, that's fine. But no doubt Musk's influence is profound, and that you open it up and now you're there with his opinion, and he is now part of this administration. So does anyone else think that there should be this greater concern?
She didn't want to hear it. She does not want to hear it. I got to find this. Hang on. I'll
billionaires purchasing media companies.
Okay. Would you be worried if Bill Gates controlled MSNBC?
No, because he's sane.
Because MS...
So that's where that came from. Now, let's see if we can find the clip where CNN themselves... That was funny, whatever that was. I got to be careful scrolling. You just never know what you're going to see. Here it is, right? Is this it? Yeah, here it is. Look at this. CNN reports that under Elon Musk, X is more ideologically balanced. Here's the report.
So one of the big reasons he bought Twitter/X is because he wanted to make it his own platform, remake it in his own image.
Look at this.
I think this really gets at it. Look at this. The party ID among those who regularly use X/Twitter for news. Back in 2022, 65% of those who regularly use Twitter/X for news were Democrats. Just 31% were Republicans. Look at where we are today. Just a completely different picture. Now it's basically split between Democrats at 48%, Republicans at 47%. And what I should note, Mr. Berman, is this new overall makeup matches the overall electorate far better. And more than that, John, look at where Mr. Musk's net worth is today versus where it was just 2 months ago. He is the richest man in the world by far. 2 months ago, look at this. His net worth was $250.
Okay, whatever that is, who cares? I don't care about the net worth. What I do care about is That's where Scott Jennings got his information. He got it from this is CNN. So there you go. All right, let me get into Gun Fox's articles that he sent me, and then we'll, if I have time for other stuff, we'll do that too. First, we have some space news from Gunfox 61. I'll move this article over here where I want it. Is that, oh shoot, what the hell happened there? Oh, come on. There we go. That's where I want it. And then we got this one. So let's do these articles from Gunfox. Now, one is space news. You know, Gunfox works in the aerospace industry and thus is very, very adept at finding good space news. So let's start with this one. This is from The Sun, the U.S. version of The Sun, I guess. Incoming revolutionary Dream Chaser space plane to make daring NASA mission to the International Space Station and land on a runway in a first for humanity. Now, what? I'm confused. Didn't we already have a space shuttle? You know what that really looks like? You know what this looks like? This looks like they're developing a new basketball shoe, doesn't it? I mean, if there were no people standing on it, doesn't that look like a giant basketball shoe that without the sole on it, that they're developing the anyway, so a space plane that uses regular runways could fly to space as soon as next year. Called Dream Chaser, the futuristic spacecraft will fly on a NASA mission to resupply the International Space Station. The mission, officially called SSC Demo 1, is due to take place no earlier than May 2025. The Dream Chaser will start with resupply missions, but is meant to eventually carry crew. Didn't they already do this with a space shuttle? I mean, why are they saying that it's, this is new? Gunfox, you got any information on this? Hello, Cannibalistic Wizard. And patio, did I say patio furniture earlier? I don't know. Hi. Have we already done this? What, the space shuttle? Didn't that, of course, now I don't think that landed on regular runways, right? Because the space shuttle never landed on a runway. Well, it landed on a runway. They were a little extra long runways. But anyway, let's see. This Sierra says its space plane will be able to land on regular runways. So I know the space shuttle was on an extra long runway. Anyway, Dream Chaser will start with resupply missions, but is meant to eventually carry crew. So it's going to be unmanned. And Sierra Space, the company behind the craft, says it will make history as the only commercial runway-capable space plane. The Dream Chaser space plane is the first ever winged commercial space plane that will open shared access to space and international collaboration for all humankind. I am very confused. Gunfox, are you here somewhere? Can you explain this? Why they say this is the first one? The multi-mission space plane fleet is designed to transport crew and cargo to low Earth orbit and can be customized for both domestic and international customers for global operations. It's set to take off from the U.S. Space Force's Cape Canaveral launch site in Florida. The first Dream Chaser space plane is called Tenacity, or officially DC-100, and will be uncrewed. I'm really confused. Why? How's this different from the space shuttle? It takes off from it takes off from a runway also. Oh, so it's not blasted up with giant rockets. Okay. It takes off from a runway also. So it actually takes off from a runway instead of being ferried into the upper atmosphere. Got it. Okay, I got you. Okay, I get it now. Interesting. So it's expected to eventually carry between 3 and 7 crew members, but the bulk of its early flights will be Tenacity, which has at least 3 contracted cargo resupply missions for NASA lined up. There will be at least 7 uncrewed missions overall. However, it can carry over 6 tons of pressurized and unpressurized cargo. The craft is around 30 feet long and has a gentle 1.5 G runway landings, which Sierra Space says is ideal for fragile cargo. That could include science experiments which need to be returned safely, or the results could be ruined. The space plane will be launched on. No, it says the space plane will be launched on top of a rocket, the Vulcan Centaur, and will return to Earth, landing on a runway like an airplane. NASA has already been working with Sierra Space on the plane to make sure its astronauts are familiar with the design. Okay, I now I am confused. Anybody? We've had a space shuttle before. That was kind of landed on a plane. Anyway, thank you, Gunfox, for that one. And then the second one is a mind bender for me, I'm assuming. No, it's launched. Anyway, oh, this is did you send me this? No, this isn't it. This is it. Hang on, it's this one. So, and this kind of fits in with what I've been seeing on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, that all these leftists and Democrats and Harris voters and, you know, media, left of center media are on this just constant rant and tear about all the doom and gloom that's going to come with Donald Trump being inaugurated on January 20th, 2025. And that, you know, I mean, you know, cats and dogs sleeping together and everything that you could think of. So, hello, Nomad, by the way. Hammer time. So now here's one of those articles from MSNBC, who is the leading culprit in this type of hyperbole. And the article is entitled Christian nationalists are gearing up to reshape public education in America. The U.S. was founded in part on freedom of religion. Now that the principle is being directly threatened by far-right forces that have found a home in Trump's GOP. Now, this is from Ali Veshi. He's a special one. I wonder if this is this it? Oh, this is the report. It's 7 minutes long. Well, let's just do the clip from it. He writes or says, there is a crucial story playing out in Oklahoma right now. And I now this story I've heard, and I in some ways I agree with the detractors of this particular thing. But here we go. There's a crucial story playing out in Oklahoma right now, which has become ground zero in the escalating national battle over the role of religion in public schools. Earlier this month, Oklahoma Education Superintendent Ryan Walters issued an email directing public school districts to show students a bizarre video of himself praying for President-elect Donald Trump. He also encourages students to join him in that prayer. Interesting. The video was aimed at promoting his newly launched Office of Religious Liberty and Patriotism, housed within the state's education department. Walters claims the office will carry out Trump's educational agenda, including the Freedom to Pray initiative. Now, I didn't know you were banned from praying in schools. Maybe they mean just, organized prayer. Anyway, the directive sparked instant backlash, with at least 7 school districts in Oklahoma refusing to comply with the order. Those 7 districts have the backing of State Attorney General Gettner Drummond, who is a Republican. A spokesperson for Drummond's office said, not only is this edict unenforceable, it is contrary to parents' rights, local control, and individual free exercise rights. And I don't disagree with that necessarily. Seems a little, I wouldn't say bizarre, but it's interesting that why is this coming about now? Anyway, Walters' moves comes at a time when Oklahoma education system ranks as second worst in the country, according to U.S. News and World Report's 2024 review of public education. Well, I don't give a fuck about their review, but we'll see what goes on here. His crusade is part of a broader campaign by Christian nationalists to reshape public education in America. It involves a familiar slate of actors, including the Alliance Defending Freedom, the Christian legal nonprofit that led the charge in overturning Roe versus Wade, and is actively working to demolish the wall between church and state. Critics say that their two-pronged strategy, undermining secular public education while paving the way for publicly funded religious schools, is part of a well-funded effort to fuse Christian nationalism on the fabric of American society. Now, look, I get so tired of them. They're using the Christian nationalism phrase as one of these. And I don't think it's as prominent as they believe it is. They think that everything that Trump is the architect of Christian nationalism, whatever. Now, the first prong seeks to attack secular public education by promoting Christian symbolism and prayer in schools along with religious-infused curriculum. In Louisiana, for example, a new law requiring public schools to display the Ten Commandments was blocked earlier this month by a federal judge and will remain on hold until the case is argued in January. Similar legislation has been introduced in at least 6 states. Meanwhile, on Friday, the Texas State Board of Education approved a Bible-infused curriculum set to take effect next year. It joins a number of states that have done so, including South Carolina. The second prong seeks to create publicly funded religious charter schools, now seen as the first phase in a larger fight to do away with the U.S. Education Department. I don't know how that's related. Which the far right sees as a woke cartel. It kind of is. It's not far right who thinks that either. I don't know if I'm far right, but anyway. At the heart of this fight is a proposed charter school in Oklahoma, the St. Isidore of Seville Catholic Virtual School. If approved, it would become the nation's first publicly funded religious charter school. Publicly funded? Is it really? Or are they using I'm curious, or are they using what do you call it? School choice vouchers for people who want to go to it? I don't know. If approved, it would become the first nation public. The Alliance Defending Freedom recently petitioned the U.S. Supreme Court to hear the case after Oklahoma's highest court deemed it unconstitutional. St. Isidore is being represented by the Notre Dame Religious Liberty Initiative, which is closely linked to a conservative legal mind Leonard Leo, co-chairman of the Federalist Society, who has long been seen as the chief architect behind the Supreme Court's current conservative supermajority. Oh, well, there's oops, what the hell is that? Anyway, so they're connecting dots, I guess. Andrew Seidel, author of American Crusade. Okay, is that it? Oh no, here we go. Andrew Seidel, author of American Crusade, How the Supreme Court is Weaponizing Religious Freedom, views this moment in America's timeline as a crucial crossroads for the future of church-state separation. Look, here we go with that. There's no separated church and state in the Constitution, although the Congress shall pass no law establishing a state religion. And does this establish a state religion? I don't know. Maybe they're playing with a lot of precedent here by pushing these initiatives. I'm just saying. Schools are the last bastion of church-state separation, and they have been a target of Christian nationalists and the Shadow Network for decades. You know what's funny about this, though? In Minnesota, there are schools that are set up I'm trying to think of what the school name is. I think it's in Minneapolis, but it's set up basically to accommodate children of Muslim families, like the large Somali community, publicly funded schools that are, have special times in the day when they can stop and pray and all this other stuff. So I'm curious if they're against that too, to accommodate religious people. Anyway, no state religion is when they state literally merges with the church. Yes, no, I'm aware of that. If you're talking to me, I'm not sure who you're talking to. Anyway, so now they go into the Supreme Court. Justice Amy Coney Barrett was herself a Notre Dame University law professor for 15 years and worked closely with key figures now involved with the school's Religious Liberty Initiative. And the same month the school's Religious Liberty Clinic was launched, the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. Okay, that's irrelevant. A month later, the clinic funded a trip for Justice Samuel Alito to be honored at a gala in Rome. These connections underscore the tight-knit network of donors and conservative activists working to advance their Christian nationalist goals. Christian nationalists. Under Chief Justice John Roberts, the court has increasingly ruled in favor of religious claimants compared to prior eras. Well, now I need you to define what that means. If you're going to use that phrase that the court has increasingly ruled in favor of religious claimants compared to prior eras, you mean that they allowed people freedom of religion? What does that mean? I don't know. Oh, well, they're going to explain it. Key decisions, such as the 2022 Carson versus Macon case, have set precedents requiring states with voucher programs to include religious schools. Okay, so you can't discriminate against religious schools if your state is a voucher program. See how I rephrased that? See the difference? How I phrased it and how they phrased it? Further eroding the long-cherished American principle of separation of church and state. Again, that's not an American principle. It's if the state establishes a religion that you have to participate in. But it's again, if you're giving a voucher program that's good at any school, and the parents happen to choose a religious school that meets all the requirements of the state, I don't know how you can discriminate against those parents in that school. You're not establishing a religion, you're just allowing them the free exercise of their religion. Now, I wouldn't mind if we found a way to not have the state pay for schools at all, and have it done some other way. But whatever, we don't do that right now. So if you're going to give vouchers for schools that teach everything that you ask them to teach, and one happens to be a religious school that does all the requirements, but parents have the little religious courses in there too, I don't care. And I don't care if it's Jewish or Muslim or Hindu or whatever. As long as you're teaching the state requirements for education and you meet the standards, I'm fine with that. I don't care. Even states such as Arizona, Florida, and Texas have expanded voucher programs, redirecting public funds to religious schools. Proposals to teach Christian history while banning books on racial injustice and LGBTQ themes. No. They're not banning any of those things. You assholes. I hate it when they start going into this. They're banning books on racial injustice. No, they're not. And the LGBTQ themes, you mean the trans themes and kids having sex as minors in illustrated in a book in your school that parents don't want. They're not banning the book. If you want to buy that book for your kid, by all means. Barnes & Noble online or Amazon probably will sell it to you. And you won't get arrested for having that book in your possession. But I'm sorry, the book that talks about the wonders of having a relationship with an adult when you're a child and giving an adult a blowjob probably shouldn't be in the fucking schools, assholes. Proposals to teach Christian history while banning books on racial injustice and LGBTQ plus themes are becoming more widespread and are expected to intensify during Trump's second term. Fine. The Founding Fathers, who themselves experienced religious persecution, crafted the First Amendment to ensure that America would be a nation where religious freedom could thrive without government interference. Okay, and you're trying to explain to me how they're going against that? Reflecting on the dangers of state-imposed religion. Oh, they're going to, listen to this, they're going to quote Thomas Jefferson, not from the Constitution, but from one letter he wrote, and this is the only place he's ever made this statement. Thomas Jefferson wrote in 1802, I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people, which declared that their legislature should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, thus building a wall of separation between church and state. They love that now. That doesn't mean that there's a difference between establishment, though, and separation. And in fact, if you actually paid attention to the Founding Fathers, all were very, at least deity-oriented people. Today, that foundational principle is being directly threatened by far-right forces that have found a home in Trump's Republican Party, like Oklahoma's education department and its leader, Ryan Walters. It's interesting, too, because I know in Dearborn, Michigan, I'm sure that they're, there's a huge Muslim population there, and they want to be able to accommodate things in their religion. If they came up with a voucher program, would you not let them do it? Oh, wait, that's different because they're not Christians. They're Muslims. You wouldn't care. You wouldn't give a shit, Ali Veshi. If you look closely at Walter's prayer video, you might notice a mug sitting on his desk. It's a small detail, but one that unmistakably signals the coming battle. Inscribed on the mug is Si vis pacem, parabellum, a Latin phrase that translates to, if you want peace, prepare for war. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Gunfox, for dropping that in the box. And let's see. I don't have time to do much more, so let's just give you a few headlines, and then I'm going to get the out of Dodge. By the way, if you haven't done so yet, please hit the like button. There are 31 people and only 23 likes. What is wrong? What did I do? Is it something I said or something I didn't say or something you want me to say and I'm not prepared to say it because I don't even know what it is? Whatever. All right. Other articles that I have handy. MSNBC and Axios in joint death spiral over Elon Musk claim that citizens are the media now. If you didn't see this, apparently this Axios CEO or one of the head guys at Axios got an award, right? And he was bitching about Elon Musk saying that, social media is just as much the media as anybody else, right? And the Axios leader had a fucking conniption at some pat themselves on the back award program where he got some award, and he's like, my message to Elon Musk is bullshit. You are not the media. Huh. Well, 48% of the Republican electorate and 47% of the Republican electorate and 48% of the Democrat electorate get their news from X, the app formerly known as Twitter. We just saw that on This Is CNN. CNN will tell you that. So anyway, there's a whole, that's a dust up. And then also in Washington Free Beacon, by the way, MSNBC was unaware of Harris' campaign contributions to Al Sharpton's nonprofit, but won't say whether it's taking action. So, Kamala Harris was paying a lot of the celebrity endorsements. She was paying a lot of the news outlets that were interviewing her, like Roland Martin and Oprah Winfrey. She's paying everybody. Everybody's making money out of that $1 billion that she spent. Well, apparently Al Sharpton did a softball interview with Harris after the campaign paid his group $500,000. I'm sure which 400,950 probably went to Al Sharpton. MSNBC was unaware that Kamala Harris' campaign paid Al Sharpton's nonprofit shortly before Harris sat down for a softball interview with the cable host, a network spokesman told the Washington Free Beacon. He wouldn't say, though, whether the left-wing network is taking any action against Sharpton for a move that appears to violate network policy. So his nonprofit got $500,000 before the interview. Wow. I bet you that list of questions they gave you probably Probably worked out very good for you. Anyway, so there you go, that article. National Pulse, markets are rallying after Trump tapped Scott Bessent for Treasury Secretary. Now, I don't even know why that would happen, but financial markets rallied early Monday as stocks and bonds positively responded to the President-elect Donald Trump announcement that he is naming macro and hedge fund manager Scott Bessent as his Secretary of the Treasury. Bessent, founder of Key Square Group, is perceived as a stabilizing influence, anticipated to effectively manage the $28 trillion treasuries market. Holy fuck. 28 trillion. But we're only, 36 trillion in debt? So you can't even pay off the whole treasury market with that. In the Daily Caller, workers at Charlotte Douglas International Airport has gone on strike for Thanksgiving. Service workers at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport went on strike Monday morning during the busy week of Thanksgiving travel, according to the Service Employees International Union, SEIU. The employees of ABM and Prospect Airport Services voted in favor of the strike, demanding higher wages Friday, according to the Associated Press. I think this is a mini strike that they're doing. And I got to tell you, there's going to be some Thanksgiving travelers pissed off at these motherfuckers. Wait, why are we talking about Thinner? The movie Thinner? Carrie Wurr? Yeah, I'm trying to remember Carrie Wurr. She's kind of cute, isn't she? I don't know. I have to look that up. Anyway, so that article is in here. PJ Media, California restaurateur, apparently his sales nearly doubled post the Trump victory. Oh, wait, the Fisherman's Grotto? I think I've been there. Even in California, many people seem to have felt a lifting of financial burden with the loss of Kamala Bidenomics Harris in the 2024 election. A California restaurateur excitedly told Fox News how his business and a number of others have already benefited financially as citizens anticipate a Trump economic boon. Celebrity chef. Oh, this is Andrew Gruel's place. I have not been there, but I have had a meal prepared by Chef Andrew Gruel. Celebrity chef Andrew Gruel is feeling optimistic about the future, and so are his customers. The very next day when Trump won, our sales doubled almost from a week to week. And I spoke to restaurant owners all over the place because I posted about that. They were like, us too. Our catering has gone up. This has gone up, whatever. So there's already the Trump effect on some things. Very good. Wasn't she on Remote Control MTV? Carrie Wurr, I can't remember, but I know she's in a couple movies, and I remember her being cute. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can remember who Carrie Wurr is. Hang on, let me look this up. Copy and paste and images. Oh, I remember her. Yeah, she's been in some movies and stuff. Here's Carrie Wurr. I'll just do this. We'll scroll down. Hopefully there's no. Yeah, that's Carrie Wurr. Now I can't remember what. She did something on MTV or something. But yeah, she's a fine individual. You're looking good in these pics. All right, cool. All right, I was just curious. That was research, strictly for Avocado Diabli. Oh, she replaced Jenny McCarthy? I didn't know that. Anyway, moving on. In Breitbart, exclusive Crescent Dunes, Biden DOJ moved on election night to cover up alleged solar energy scandal that cost the taxpayers $100 million. So here's another one of these green energy boondoggles. Outgoing President Joe Biden's Justice Department moved on election night on November 5th to essentially ensure the cover-up of a potentially massive green energy scandal. The story has tentacles back through not just the Biden administration, but all the way back to the Obama administration. It could be something that jeopardizes the broader green energy agenda and future of leftist solar projects on federal lands. At least one congresswoman is already formally pressing the DOJ for answers, and more members of Congress are likely to get involved soon. It could even have major implications for the incoming administration's energy policy. So if you want to read about that, let's see. The story begins back in the Obama administration when leftists and environmentalists supercharged a crazed push towards so-called renewable energy sources. The federal government under Obama backed what was called the Crescent Dunes Solar Energy Project with $737 million In guaranteed loans, the plant was a $1 billion project. Ostensibly, what Crescent Dunes was building was a 1,600-acre plant in the Nevada desert designed to use mirrors to capture sunlight to heat molten salt in giant towers to create energy. And apparently, it's a fucking boondoggle. Going back to Harry Reid and shit. So, interesting read. Check it out. In a Daily Wire, defense arrest of the Daniel Penny trial, the subway guy. Remember, he tried to subdue a guy, and the guy eventually died. Daniel Penny's defense team rested his case on Friday without the defendant taking his stand. Penny chose not to testify in his own defense, which would have subjected him to cross-examination from a prosecution that referred to him as a oh my God, a white man.
You're fucking a white male!
And claimed that race was a factor in his decision to put Jordan Neely in a chokehold. Not the fact that he was threatening other passengers on the train, just that he was a white dude and he wanted to choke out a black guy. That's all it could be, right? So anyway, more details in that article. New York Post, strap hanger slugged by irate seatmate. Wrestled attacker to the floor, but then a fellow passenger helped him after he turned into a little bitch. Oh, what? Wait, there's video. Let's just watch the video. Oh, this is violent. Oh, well, I don't care. Let's just watch it anyway. But here's the video. We'll watch it, and then I gotta call it a day. Here we go. Here's the video of this. So these guys are... He was arrested after he slugged a passenger on the subway. Who slugged who now? Who slugged who? And why is he sitting sideways like that? What is going on here? Or is he in a side seat? What is going on? Oh, they're arguing. And what happens? Okay, and what's going on here? There's no... here. Okay. And he gets arrested. Okay, so that didn't tell the story anyway. Let's see. He was slugged in the face by an irate seatmate, but he managed to wrestle the little bitch to the floor. I guess that's not the whole video. But that's what fellow passengers jumped in to help his attacker. Oh, jumped in to help his attacker. Alexander Rakin, 42, was riding the North train on his Manhattan finance job Monday morning when he sat down next to 34-year-old Timothy Barbie. As the train took off, the car jolted, causing Ratkin's knee to jostle Barbie's, which set the alleged assailant off. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so he got smacked. Okay, here's the key. I'm going to read this part because this is funny. Then he smacked Rakin across the face, sending his glasses flying before the camera cut out. I was able to wrestle him to the ground after that and just kind of hold him, Rakin said. And the craziest part was that, and this is literally upsetting, like I'm actually emotional about it, people on the train were trying to help him. Like that was the most insane thing. It was also remarkable. He went from acting like a thug and then he turned into a little bitch right away. He's like, I can't breathe. Please let me go. Please let me go. I can't breathe. Somebody give me some water. I can't breathe. The people started giving him water, and that was so insane. People started helping Barbie, the attacker, and they were like, dude, just let him go. Let him go. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, if I let him go, he's just going to get up and hit me again. I don't want to get that. So anyway, apparently the attacker got smacked on the train or got arrested afterwards. So there's a bunch of other articles, excuse me, but I don't have time to get into them today, but they will be in the links, which I'm sorry. What's going on? Hang on. Better. All right. I'm about to drop a bunch of links into the chat as soon as I get this article. Okay, close that, and close that. Thanks to everybody who's tweeted out the show, everyone who's doing donations. I appreciate that. And just for being here. If you're in the chat, chatting away, that means people are having fun and enjoying this shit. And I appreciate that more than you know. So I am about to drop these links in the chat as soon as this thing pops up. Why is this going so slow today? Holy crap. I need a new computer. There we go. Finally. Here we go. Let's drop the links in the chat. Today's links. Bam. There you go. All right. I got to go. Thanks, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. By the way, the poll, the end of the poll, is, let's see, who thinks Gavin Newsom is total scum? 51% say I do too, and 48% says I do. So there you go. Gavin Newsom is total scum. There we go. All right. I did put the links in there. I gotta go. That's it, everyone. All right. I gotta go. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Outro time. See you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thanks for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.